please tell us a little bit about that and how you found success being an author.
The first book that I wrote was actually just by myself, and it was The Unexpected Tour Guide. And I'd always loved reading business parables. I can't tell you how many books I've read over the years, but it's a lot. I'll just leave it at that. But the business parable, especially for sales training, leadership training, that kind of thing, it was something I loved. So my first book was actually a sales parable. It was called The Unexpected Tour Guide, and it was a story that centered around a young salesman in Houston who was in the employee benefits arena. Go figure. But he he was struggling, and he meets a homeless man, and it totally changed his perception. Someone described it to me once as this is like uh, same kind of different as me meets It's a Wonderful Life. And if you know those two books, of course, I felt like that was a high compliment. But the thing that I think I loved most about that book, other than being my first, two things. Number one, my wife, when I gave her the manuscript, I was nervous because it was the first
Oh,
time I'd written a book. I had written a lot of other things, but not books. And she read it the first night. She read the first chapter or two and then went on to sleep. The next night, she starts back in on it. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, I get an elbow to the ribs, and she says, "Wake up!" And I said, "What?" And she said, "I couldn't put this down, and if I can't sleep, you can't either." Okay, that was a
oh,
score. All right, I like that.